In this video, I'm going to explain what a sales funnel is and how it should be structured properly. This is the stuff that gurus are charging thousands of dollars for. Meanwhile, I'm going to give it to you completely for free in this video, and this is exactly how it works, okay? So in a sales funnel, essentially what happens is you have a business, right? Now you want customers for your business, you want clients for your business. What do? You're either making organic content, which is like these videos you see online of people promoting their brand or whatever. They're just recording a video, it's organic, you're not really paying for it. You're just recording it for free, putting it out there. That's organic content. Another version of that is paid ads, okay? You can still make the content, but then now you're paying for advertisement platforms like Google or Meta, and they're putting it out on Facebook and Instagram. You're making the content, but you're paying for the outreach for to put it in front of people's faces, put it in front of your clients' faces. You're doing paid ads. That's probably the best one out of these three, unless you do organic content really, really well and you have a good following and good personal brand. This would be the best in that case. And then other than that, there's outreach, right? This is like your cold calling, your cold emailing, any type of outreach, cold DMs. You're sending DMs on Instagram and whatnot. You're doing cold outreach to your prospects. Paid ads, you're paying for advertisements. And organic content, you're making your own content and posting it on your own platforms, okay? What happens is all three of these work, okay? What happens then is they get to the warm-up phase where your clients are now opting in for a landing page, or they're filling out a survey, right? You're warming up with the leads, you're explaining a little bit more about what you do, what your company does, how it can help them. You want to warm up those leads so they're not confused during the sales call, so they don't forget what the sales call is all about, okay? You're warming up the leads for the sales call, then you get the sales call scheduled. During the sales call, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to build a report. It's called building rapport. Rapport is when you are getting to know the customer more, you are talking to them, making them trust you, engaging in conversation, making it a comfortable and easy place, building that rapport with them, building that relationship. Essentially, it's like building a relationship with that person before you get into the sales, before you get into the objections, any of that. You want to build some sort of relationship with your client. And then after that, you're going to present, okay? You're going to present what you do, some of your results, testimonials. In that presentation, at the end of that presentation, you're going to have two offers, okay? One is going to be your main offer, which is going to be a lower ticket offer, and then you're going to have a higher ticket offer. This is going to be like like 2x, 3x the price of your main offer, but you just have that higher ticket offer there just for psychological purposes, because instead of making your clients pick between a $0 product and a $500 product, and picking between either yes or no, either yes, you go with this, or no, you don't pay me anything. Now you're making them think between $500 and $5,000, okay? And if you give me these two options, this is your main offer still, but I'm gonna be like, shit, let me try the cheaper version first. If you're good at selling, if I can, you can handle the objections, if we built a good enough relationship, report, I'm going to end up, picking one of these two offers rather than picking from 0 and 500. Now you got me thinking between 500, 5,000 rather than 500 and $0. In the end of the presentation, you're going to show those two offers. You're going to explain it to them, and then you're going to objection handle. They're going to say, it's not the right time. I have to talk to my partner. I have to, all these different things they're going to just spit out at you, and you have to be ready to take on those objections and handle them properly, so that you can essentially get that close, okay? Let's say you get to that close, boom, perfect. They love it. They want your product. They want your services. What you're going to do then is going to send them a scope of work, okay? Scope of work is essentially like, it's, with your contract, you send it with your contract, but it is like a part of the contract that outlines the deliverables and the action items, especially exactly what you're going to offer them, okay? That's the scope of work. You send them the payment and the contract all together after the close. Right after the close, right after the call, you want to send them that contract. You want to send them that payment link so they don't forget or, get distracted. You want to send them that scope of work that outlines exactly what you're going to do for them, how long it's going to take, the timeline and whatnot. Let's say you don't close, okay? You do not get the sale. It's a no sale out of the call. You couldn't handle the objections properly. They didn't like the pricing points of the offer, whatever it was. You didn't build enough rapport. It's a no sale. What you're going to want to do is you're going to follow up for their objections. Whatever objections they had, you're going to email them afterwards, like a day or two after, and you're going to be like, yo, by the way, this is how we can handle that reasoning for you. Or this is, if it makes any better, show this to your partner so that you guys can consult afterwards. you're gonna have them on an email campaign, right? You're gonna send them emails. You're not gonna spam them, but you're gonna send them an email like a couple days after, a week after. Handling objections, showing a bit more about what you guys do. Something maybe you forgot to touch up on the presentation. You send it to them in the emails, and you try to get that reschedule. You want to get that reschedule because it's still a lead at the end of the day. They were interested originally, they just didn't convert. Maybe it was the wrong timing. Who knows? But you want to get them rescheduled on another call so you can go through this process again, properly handle the objections. Now you know what kind of person they are, and it should be much easier for you to close them and then get them their scope of work and the contract and payment. These are the steps in a sales funnel. This is how you get paid for any sort of business. Hope this helps.